Subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update. Hello everyone! Today on Lady Mary Bath, we're back at one of our favorites, Memorial Assistance Ministries, located on Blalock in the Spring Branch area of Houston. They have cleared out the store over the weekend with a clearance sale and reset it with treasures for us to discover together. Join me. It's always a great day at MAM when they have a store reset. And even though it is warm in Texas, it's officially fall. Time for the changing of the season. And we've got some great items for decorating. And we will look through their treasures for some great gifts and tabletop items. Autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. Lots to discover with the MAM store reset, including vintage glass, pottery, and some seasonal finds. Let's have a look at the store. Thrifting is certainly an affordable way to add some decor to your home. They have everything to get us ready for Halloween. We will take a look at their seasonal section later with even more finds. And once you shop resale, you will not want to pay retail prices. They've got a nice selection, including this Ray Dunn for $8. Magic Potion in green. I've not seen that color before. Wouldn't this be perfect for a centerpiece or sideboard? I was very tempted to get that, but I do have lots of Halloween decor. And here's an overview of the housewares section. Lots of great gifts. My first stop during a store reset is always the housewares section. They have some lovely displays and lots of new finds to discover, and I see some pretty and pink items. Let's have a look. Let's first have a look at this cobalt. Blue is a great shade to incorporate into the fall season. Orange really pops because it is opposite the color wheel. You may remember a previous visit to Heights Antiques on Yale, where we set a fall table and some great metals that we added. Polish pottery is popular. This is priced at $15. Lots of great blue and white pieces and the continental champagnes. And I have my eye on this graceful pitcher from Blue Danube. That is the Zwiebelmuster in German, more of a blue onion pattern. Priced at $10. This would be great for juice with brunch or a beautiful floral display. Always looking for that beautiful blue. We've got a lovely Blue Danube pitcher, which would be a nice addition to your collection. This is a hard to find item. I may take this home. My cousin has this, but I'm actually eyeing a plate from Coalport. I was here recently and purchased a stack of dessert plates, dinner plates. You probably saw my social media post. And here is the Lone Ranger. I must have missed one. This is Coalport Athlone. It was made from 1970 to 1993, has that beautiful back stamp, and it is priced at $10. I'm definitely taking this home to add to my collection. A set of metal enamelware plates. These are fun and easy to use, dishwasher safe, oven proof, and chip resistant from Mary Lake Thompson. She also makes some pretty tea towels. Priced at $3 each, you can easily remove that price with some dish soap. Beautiful shades of pink with anything from vintage to modern, including an antique piece there, and a reproduction canister that has a very familiar character you've seen in marketing. Mr. Peanut was created by a school kid in 1916. Antonio Gentile won a $5 prize for his peanut with arms and legs, and commercial designer Andrew Wallach embellished him a bit further with a monocle, top hat, cane, and spats. And he actually has a name. He is Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe, supposedly of English origin, and he is quite a character. This calla lily platter is pretty, and it looks very familiar. Priced at $50, it must be Fitz & Floyd. It just has that quality look to it. Let's turn it over. We see the two F's. It is Fitz & Floyd from 1988. And how about some Mexican pottery with a bit of history? This is great for entertaining. Certainly for al fresco would be lovely. Priced at $60. I love the burst of color. Talavera Mexican pottery is very popular in Texas. It is handmade and hand painted using 6 pigments and 2 firings. It has its origins in 16th century central Spain, an area known for ceramics in a town called Talavera de la Reina. And it is very popular here, something that is harder to find at an affordable price. At $60, this is a huge piece and could make quite a statement. I want to give you an idea on scale. This is an enormous piece. You could certainly use it for food service or as a centerpiece on a large dining table. Some very unique items they pulled together, hand carved from Africa, and a South Texas style tray from the 1960s. This could be in San Antonio with the Mission, the Vaqueros, the dancers. That's a great tray. You could either display it or use it for entertaining. It is $18, which I think is an excellent price. The giraffe is nice. And this piece I can see on a desk or an entry table. Could even incorporate that into a centerpiece with or without the lid. Hand carved wood. I just love it. A bit of mid-century with this compote, priced $60, and you will see the different elements of marble, brass, and glass, typical for that era. This could be a waste bin with that high-polished faux burled wood. I'm always looking for dishes, and these are quite interesting. I like the natural tones there, very masculine look, priced at $10. And I've accumulated some points from shopping at MAM. For every $300 you spend, you get a 20% off of your entire purchase the next visit. And I'm keeping that in mind as I'm shopping today. It's always fun to discover a new pattern. Alexandria was started in 1977 by Fitz & Floyd. You will see the brown fan design, could be a scallop shell, with a griffin in the center. That is a mystical creature that is half lion, half eagle, and they guard the gold of the kings. And here are the matching mugs. And that's why you shop the entire store, because you never know if you're going to miss something that goes with your pattern. The Alexandria is lovely. Paired with brass. Just love it. And I see something that reminds me of a previous visit to Houston Junior Forum with that silver overlay priced at $15. That is an excellent price. Here's some detail on that. I encourage you to take a look at that segment and learn the history of it. My mother purchased this same piece at Foley's department store in the 80s for $50. It is from Oneida and priced at $28. It looks like it's never been used, just needs a polish. This wine coaster from Wilton Armetale is perfect in the burst pattern. Would make a great hostess gift, priced at $3. That is incredible. If I needed a gift, I would have purchased it, but I have quite a full gift closet. I will let someone else take that home. A very familiar pattern. We'll have to take a look at that glass dish. It is from the Imperial Glass Company in the crocheted crystal pattern. You've probably seen this at the glass show and in antique stores. It's a classic. And you could even weave a ribbon through it. More silver plate with that reticulated design. And that's from FB Rogers, priced at $18. Beautiful all-purpose bowl. You can't go wrong with that. Also makes a great gift. So many ways to incorporate this into your decor and serving. And a bit of a seashore-inspired theme. We do have Galveston Island that's about an hour away. We are on the Gulf Coast of Texas. No surprise that we've got this beautiful display. That seahorse mirror is priced at $25 and $30 for the anchor. These must be Fitz and Floyd, great for seaside entertaining. Reminds me of the 1980s, that peach was very popular, and it is the Pantone color of the year, priced at $8 each. That would be a lovely set for entertaining. And I just love green. It goes with so many seasons. We'll have to take a closer look at this bowl. A mid-century staple with this forest green anchor hocking bowl, well priced at $10. No surprise, it has a bit of history. The Hocking Company was started in 1895 by Jacob Isaac Collins, known as Ike. He gathered investors and $8,000 to purchase the Lancaster facility, and that was often referred to as Black Cat because of the carbon dust. They produced $20,000 in glass the first year, and unfortunately it burned down in 1924, but they came back and eventually joined forces with the Anchor Cap and Closure Company in 1937. Anchor Hocking was a major player in vintage glass in the 1960s. All of the items at MAM have been donated by folks in the community, and it all benefits families in the area. I love to see the items that they bring in, including a classic dinnerware pattern with that platinum band. This is Maywood from Lenox. It's retired, and $10 is a fair price. Another lovely look. I think this would be great for the holidays. It is made in California by Franciscan in the Fremont pattern. You may know Franciscan for the ivy, desert rose, and apple. They also made fine china, including for Air Force One. John F. Kennedy's teacup that I have is made by Franciscan. This is something you probably have seen at thrift stores, antique shops, priced at $28. I'll tell you more about the wooden fruit. Very mid-century. Monkey pod wood is a staple of the mid-century. I'm sure you've seen this wooden fruit. It was a souvenir in Hawaii. This type of wood is grown in tropical regions. Today, you find most of it made in Thailand and the Philippines. I see a bit of chinoiserie in an unexpected spot. I would think it would be more in the fine china or decorative area. And this is similar to one that I have, you may have seen in my Chinoiserie segment that I filmed at my home, where I share the history. And there is one pail that's missing, which is fine. You could certainly add an embellishment. You can incorporate this into your table centerpiece or sideboard. Definitely you will want to look in the glass cases. There are some great items that they have here, some wonderful collections. And I see some Fostoria nut cups. Aren't these fabulous? A set of 4 for $32. And I have my 20% off, and that makes it an even better deal. I love that shade of blue. Absolutely incredible. I can see a truffle placed inside each one. And it's nice to have a set of 4. You can use this for so many purposes. An extra special find with the Fostoria Fairfax Azure Blue Nut Cups or Salt Cellars. It's a good idea to have sweet and petite vessels on hand. You can use them for just about anything, and they don't take up much space. Priced at $32 for a set of 4. They go for twice the price online, plus shipping. Might be a good idea to bring these home today. If you could choose just one color to go with most every season and celebration, it would definitely be red, and that's a great color to add. These Ruby Beauties all have one thing in common, and that is a key ingredient, gold oxide. It is made by dissolving gold metal into soda lime silicate glass. I'll tell you about these different patterns, their manufacturers, and a bit of history. And they have quite a varied collection from several different companies, each with its own unique history. And some of these you might recognize that you maybe have in a different color glass. Pressed, blown, and hand-molded glass from the Indiana Glass Company dates back to 1907 in Dunkirk, Indiana. This Ruby Beauty was very popular in the mid-century, a pattern that was first introduced in blue and then gold, great color combination, and lime and other colors came later. And it's interesting that they actually produced the root beer mugs for the A&W drive-in chain, and Kmart was one of their biggest customers. And as you've seen in a previous segment here at MAM, they had the lime green punch set, and that was sold at Kmart for $7.77 originally. Priced at $20, you may wonder how to incorporate an ashtray into your everyday. I will share some ideas with you. Fostoria Glass Company made coin glass from 1958 to 1982. It's a company that dates back to 1887 in Fostoria, Ohio. They later moved to Moundsville, West Virginia in search of a natural gas supply. This is a stylized design. It was made in different colors, not an actual replica of U.S. coins, but I'll tell you more about their inspiration. This was inspired by the Central Glass Company, part of the U.S. glass conglomerate. In 1892, their collection was actually shut down by the government. It was considered counterfeit since they had an exact replica of the coin, including the reverse side. And that's something that's very rare today since it was barely in production. And you're probably wondering, what do I do with an oversized ashtray? This would make a great champagne coaster, jewelry dish, for the base of a centerpiece and a candle holder. A divided dish is practical, can be used for tableside serving or on a vanity or dresser, great for jewelry. And the matching pattern in two other pieces. You'll see Avon on the back. I'll tell you more about the history. This is priced at $10 for the small bowl in that perfect red. 1876 Cape Cod was made by the Wilton Glass Company for Avon, and it was produced timely in 1975, just in time for the 1976 bicentennial, America's 200th birthday. And of course, it does have a bit of history with the original glass company. It's based on sandwich glass and inspired by that classic rosette. Created by the Wilton Glass Company that was founded in 1888 in Millville, New Jersey by Theodore Horson Wilton. It's an area that was known for commercial glass making because they had lots of those natural resources required, including wood and silica sand. This is a popular collection that you often find in quantities at thrift stores. You may remember a previous visit to Goodwill where we found lots and lots of pieces. My favorite piece out of all of the ruby glass is made by a company that you're probably very familiar with. If you visited the glass show in Houston or Nashville, we've talked about that. Great finial, and I love that shade. It's just perfect with a triple foot and lots of detail and a very popular pattern. Grape Harvest was a popular pattern in the 1960s made by the Jeannette Glass Company. They got their start in 1898 and they did change with the times. At first they produced bottles and then headlights for automobiles, and they pivoted to tabletop in 1924. This is made by a method called flashing. I'll tell you all about it. Here's an example of flashing with this Indiana glass piece. It's a method where a thin layer of color glass is dipped over clear glass and then blown or molded. And you can see that it is wearing off just a bit. It's much more cost-effective to produce, and we see a lot of this in the mid-century. This crystal rocking horse takes me back to my Waterford crystal days, and it does actually rock. Priced at $58, that's an excellent price. It was $100 back in 1995, part of the baby collection. They had a baby block as well and a baby shoe. These Bobèche are stained glass. Usually you see them in maybe a cut crystal or an etched glass, priced at $20. Definitely a casual look, and that keeps the wax off of your table. Very purposeful. And let's see what else we can discover here in the case. Capo di Monte, a lovely basket. We saw some of these pieces at the Bluebird Circle recently, priced at $100. And here are some Lladró pieces, highly collectible. Let's have a closer look at all of these treasures. Priced at $34.50. That's excellent for Lladró. You will notice this is the matte. It is not the high polished one with the glaze. Hummel figurines, Hummerfigur, priced at $20. West Germany, so that tells you it is before the wall came down. And that is a schoolboy with his Rucksack. That's a great price. I think I'll have to take him home. Add him to our library in Germany. If you haven't seen the tour of my home there, I encourage you to take a look. A salt cellar for $3. Great history with that as well. And this is an egg coddler. And it happens to be German from WMF. Someone must have done some traveling. Priced at $28. And yes, those are vintage. And that's the neat thing about shopping resale, is you get some donated items from folks that have traveled the world. This is a great piece with a bit of American spirit from Bernardo Limoges, priced at $18. That's a great deal. I think the lowest price I've seen retail, it's been some years, was $50. And that's a lithopane, and it lights up. And it's a beautiful illumination of the design. Familiar crystal paperweight, priced at $10. Let's take a closer look. It is Mats Jonassen. And you might remember that we talked about the history of this company when we visited AGC Boutique in the Bel Air area near Houston. That's a good deal. This box looks like it could be Herend, Hungarian porcelain. Let's turn it over. And sure enough, it is priced at $57. And here's a bud vase in the Queen Victoria pattern for $50. Sweet and petite. Lots of great brands here today. And they're always adding new items. I encourage you to come out and take a look. Great place to visit on your lunch hour. Ice beverages are the most practical glasses that you could have, especially in the South. We fill it with ice, priced at $10 each. Love that shade of blue. And there are so many of them. And these look to be vintage. The vase is quite pretty. I like the gold band. Let's take a look at the back stamp. It is from Schumann Arzberg, Germany, in the lilac time pattern, priced at $28. It's another great item you could pick up and save for a gift. Take it to your florist. A mid-century ice bucket that looks like it's never been used. That is quite unique. Of course, I immediately think of my friends at Baker's Barware. $16 is a good deal, and I get 20% off today. I'm going to take this home for them, and they might either resell it at Heights Antiques on Yale or keep it in their collection. Great mid-century from Kromex. And now we're in the Halloween spirit. Can't wait for trick-or-treaters. Get ready for trick-or-treaters with seasonal finds for Halloween. They have some vintage items and a blow mold. Let's take a look. A trio of ghosts. These are made in Italy. An exceptional deal, and that would be fun to incorporate into a sideboard, centerpiece, or entry table. Priced at $3 for the small one. And there's that stamp inside we see. Made in Italy. If I had more storage for Halloween, I definitely would have taken this home. And I'm sure someone is glad to have it. They always have a nice window display and a blow mold. Priced at $8. That's a great deal. And some spooky accessories. The commercial blow molding process was started by two men who sold it to the Hartford Empire Company in 1938. We see lots of examples of Christmas, but Halloween was also popular. You might remember a previous visit to August Antiques in the Houston Heights, and they've got some great examples of blow molds. The Tower of Pumpkins would be nice to put on your front porch for trick-or-treaters. We have a vintage pumpkin with a cat on top of it that we bring out each Halloween, and it is such fun. We thrifted that in the Heights years ago. Sequined pumpkins. That looks like it was a project piece for someone, and you could decorate on a dime with these. And with the smaller ones, you could place these in a wooden bowl, crystal, just about anything. You could definitely get in the fall spirit here too, with the scarecrow, turkey, and a squirrel. We have a squirrel that eats peanuts off of our back patio. That would be a nice addition to our decor, $5. And if you price some of these items at a craft store, they do cost quite a bit more. And this pumpkin is a deal at $2.50. It's a neutral, would go with anything. I probably should have taken that one home too. This is definitely a 1970s arts and crafts look. I can see this at a crafts fair. Casper the Friendly Ghost comes to mind, priced at $16. And you can stake that in your yard. The back has a metal part, would work quite nicely. So glad you joined me today for MAM Resale's store reset. We found some great items and fall inspiration. I'm taking home this Colport plate that I missed the last time, and that beautiful sapphire. And as you can see, it goes very well with orange. They are opposite the color wheel and perfect for fall decor. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with charity resale shopping.